We have an Eagle Scout presentation from Molly Murphy, and if you'd like to step up and do your little speech. Thank you. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I'm Molly Murphy. I completed my Eagle Scout in October. I finished my board review and it went very well. I did a bench and a memorial kiosk at the Middlesex Canal. There were not that many challenges. It went pretty smoothly. There was a lot of planning that was involved. I learned a lot about leadership and how to manage different age groups, different personalities. It was a very good experience for me, and I think it really helped me get into college, helped me in my AP classes and my honors classes. I'm going to Tufts University next year, majoring in biology, and I think my Eagle, the project and getting the rank really helped with my transcripts, and is going to help in the future for anything I want to do.
Well, that's wonderful. And after your pre-presentation, when you came to us before, you mentioned the location and how you picked it. And after being out there and seeing them, good choice. It's awesome. It really looks nice.
Thank
you.
Good job.
Great job, Molly.
Congratulations.
Good luck. Good luck at school. Great
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great choice.
good choice for sure. So,
Molly,
is there anything you need from us?
No, I just want to say thank you to you guys for approving and helping me along.
Oh, it's not much to want, you can always approve this. It's always good things from you, the scouts. It's awesome. Thank you.
Molly, I want to thank you for all this hard work, and really, you're thanking us, but we want to thank you because there's a beautiful kiosk down there, a beautiful bench. It's a great place to walk, and it really shows the area off really well, and it shows all the hard work that went into it. The fact that you highlighted the fact that you learned something about managing people. It's probably the hardest thing, right? It most likely is, and I can understand how all of that experience can help you with not only getting into college, but just in your future endeavors. So thank you so much, and congratulations and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Molly,
Back sometime and update us.
I got one question. So, Eagle Scout, you should be very proud of yourself. Now, I'm sure there's not too many women Eagle Scouts from Woburn. Are you the first?
I am the first from Troop 502.
Oh,
yeah.
you should be very proud of yourself. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
To many more.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Molly.
Thank you so much. All right, so since 6 o'clock has come and gone, under our public hearings, we have first on 3A, George Gately for Locust 10 Russell Court for an ANRAD DEP 3480901 for delineation of BVW. And if you wouldn't mind signing in and mention your name for the note taker, please. I think she knows you.
Mark Slager from Allen Engineering. I'm going to do a brief overview where the project is. It's at the end of 10 Russell Court, if we can get this. You know where it is? You know where it is. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, just, I guess before we start, have all the butters been notified?
They have been notified. Lucky me, another project with a condominium is in a butter, so there were 108 of them.
Yeah.
We've got, I think, 78 back. So they were all notified, certified mail. I sent you the slips. And,
You did. It was rather daunting, so I can't say that the office could verify that all the abutters on the list were noticed. Unfortunately, the list and what you sent us were not in the same order.
First list was in the same order as the abutters list, but the second list was all alphabetical.
Yeah, we were trying to, like, why is this in this order? So, yeah, it was a lot. But you did go back and check and make,
Yeah,
yes, thank
yeah.
you.
The second set that I sent you, I think there was 76 of them that had responded and received it. So,
Okay, thank you.
but they went out to all 108. So,
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Teresa.
okay, so this is a property about 5.3 acres located at the end of Russell Court. I've got on the plan, I've got an overall picture of the property, a plot plan, and then a blow-up of just the site itself. A lot of the site in the back in the northern part of the property and the eastern part of the property is in a large wetland associated with Shaker Glen Brook. Kevin Garno is with me tonight as well. He's the one that did the wetland flagging. We had a conversation this afternoon, and he pointed out that there is actually a perennial stream, according to Mass Mapper, located on the left side of the property, shown in blue. So we felt it appropriate to show the wetland lines along with the riverfront area, if it is determined to be a river, which remains to be seen. But in this colored version, we've got the green area being the bordering vegetated wetlands, and then we've got the red line here would be the 25-foot no disturb, the 100-foot buffer, and then your local 150-foot buffer. And then if this were to be a perennial stream, we have the 100-foot and the 200-foot inner and outer riparian zones. I did have a brief conversation with an abutter a short while ago who indicated that this stream does in fact dry up every July and August. I don't know if the commission has any experience with any other filings in that area. I believe there was one on McDevitt Drive.
I've never seen it dry up, but I mean, it's not like I'm going out there every day in July and August. And recently, July and August we've been in a drought, so we'd never be able to do the 3-day test, you know what I mean?
Right, I think once if we get input from the public, then maybe they can address that. But I think at this point, I'll turn it over to Kevin to see if he could offer any more insight on anything.
And before you do, on the plans, I noticed like on here you have color. The plans that were submitted are not colored. Can you, when you're updating the plans to show the river or and riverfront potentially, could you also do the color coding as set forth in our regulations?
Sure.
So I think it's section 5.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and another question on the plans. They're not signed or stamped by a surveyor, so were the flags that are out there, were they surveyed onto?
They were
Were they
located
survey
by
located?
Jim Keenan Survey.
But did they do an infield survey?
They did an infield survey.
Okay.
They surveyed the whole thing, located all the trees, the buildings, the topography, and all the wetland flags.
So can you get them to sign and stamp a plan to indicate that the flags were located by survey?
Yep.
And
He's not in my office, but would.
no, I understand that. I just want to get these things out there so that I don't forget them, frankly. And that might be my questions for the moment. Okay, thank you.
Good evening to the board. My name is Kevin Gano with Northeastern Consultant Forestry Services located out of Lowell, Mass. We conducted a bordering vegetated wetlands survey out on site to locate vegetation and soils of dihydric nature to delineate the BVW.
Okay, so how was the delineation determined, I guess? I mean, were you just using topographic, or I know that you had mentioned, you show a lot of vegetation, but there was only one test hole that you actually used for your delineation?
That's correct, for that. The back line on the map on the north side, the abrupt change in topography, we basically go from the lawn, which is, actually, there's a photo that shows standing up towards the garage, looking out towards the marsh. You can see the lawn, and it drops right off. So that hole, about 200 feet in the back, there was really no necessity for a test pit. It's going to be a hydrant on the downside, the upslope, it's going to be, it's going to, it's, the majority of the test pit was on the left-hand side, the westerly side of the property, where we had indicated that there may be a perennial stream on the west side, because that's coming up. And unfortunately, this is part of McDevitt, and I'm not sure all the other ones. This was all one giant farm at one point. So on the test pit that I did indicate, there's 2 feet of a very dark soil, which is normally hydric. And it's very subtle, because we have an AAP horizon. I actually did there, but then we argued next door, and I was finding modeling where I set the BVW in the AP horizon.
So you went from that initial pit, you went backwards into the wetland area to test the soils?
Yeah, we augured pretty much at every hole.
Yeah.
Excuse me, every flag. And then I do the test pits.
You augured at every flag?
Yes, except for on the back 200 feet on the slope.
Okay. So how did you determine, like, so you augured and you put a flag? How do you know that it wasn't further out than where you augured? You know what I mean?
Sure, it's a 3-parameter approach, the vegetation, the hydrology, and the hydric soils. So we also did a vegetation sheet that's kind of included in the report on the percentages. So that's what we do at each flag. I'm looking at the vegetation, tree, shrub, and herbaceous layer.
But you only submitted one.
That's correct.
Okay.
They basically say do a 100-foot swath, Army Corps, in the new DEP guidance. I don't know if you looked at that, 75 on each side. Smaller lots like this, you really can't do that. You have to, if I did a 75-foot swath, it's the whole property.
What were you doing, 50 or 30 or whatever? Was it 30-foot radius?
30 foot on the vegetation plots, that's correct.
Okay.
Well, and again, it's 30 on the trees, 30 on the vine, 15 on the
and
shrubs.
5.
Yep.
Yep, okay. My only real concern, well, I have a couple concerns, actually. Commissioner Joyce and I went out yesterday.
Yep.
We can't make any determinations now. I put a shovel in the ground 10 or 15 feet away from your flags, and I hit water within
Right.
4 or 5 inches, So right now, there's no way possible for us to determine where that hydric soil is going to be. The other issue I have out there is it looks like there's a couple of spots where there's a lot of fill in the back there.
Yes, there's absolute fill.
Why wasn't, we should try to determine whether that was a wetland at one time and filled in illegally.
I flagged out what's out there. Obviously, if you want an excavator out there, I'm not being able to dig a lot of that's gravel and stone and concrete.
Yeah.
I mean, there was all kinds of stuff out there.
Right, yeah.
Historic fill, I'm assuming from when it was a farm. Yes, without a doubt in my mind, some wetlands was filled. But on the jurisdictional nature of it, that's, it would come up with the, well, as now with the change in the deed restrictions.
Okay. I mean, for me, given the, I know you don't think it's a large area, but for me, and kind of my experience with delineations, I mean, I really think that this should be peer reviewed, in my opinion. the delineation.
Okay.
I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but that's where I'm looking right now. I mean, you're only looking for a wetland delineation. Now we're not dealing with the riverfront.
I believe the riverfront is your determination.
Well, if it's shown as perennial, then it is.
Well,
Not
just
necessarily.
for clarification, on the ANRAD form, what's checked off is the BVW. But then it says, like, item 3, indicate any other resource area boundaries that are delineated, and there's nothing indicated. So
Right.
if you're looking for a determination about bank or any other boundary, you may want to just amend that, because then the commission can make that. Otherwise, the commission could say, you know, accurate or inaccurate or whatever they decide on BVW, and just say other resource areas may be present, and didn't make a ruling on it. So if there are other resource areas, I would recommend you cover it in this.
I mean, yeah, I could submit an amended form tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I think for purposes of tonight, I think we're, you know, at least hear from any abutters that want to speak to the fact that it dries up during the summer.
I don't think, in my opinion, that's not going to be good enough for me to say that it's not perennial. If it's shown as perennial, then it's perennial, and then you have to, why are you shaking your head?
Because that's not how it works. If it dries up, it's not perennial,
If it dries
regardless
up
of what it's shown on.
If it dries up for 3 days in any given calendar year, then yeah, it would not be perennial.
Right.
You'd have to prove, I wouldn't take, you know, one of the neighbors, I mean, you have to document it while it's happening. You can't go back 5 years and say, yeah, it dried up in July and August for whatever, the whole month. I mean, it's got to be documented at the time. Like, going from today till whenever you want to say that it's not perennial, that this is the time to start documenting it. Not 5 years
We'll
ago, not
document
3
it
years
now.
ago.
We'd have to wait till August, and I don't think that's,
Well, so then it's perennial. Right?
In the regulations, 10.58 says a river or stream shown as perennial in the current USGS or more recent map provided by the department is perennial. So, and then it goes further than that. So I would say just go back to 10.58, and if you want to submit information other than that it's perennial, then you
expert
can
on that.
submit that.
No, that's correct. Now, I do know that 4 McDevitt was before you guys for a notice of intent on the porch. The plan indicated riverfront area where the bank was mapped for, I think that was in 2024 before you people. An order of conditions was was issued on that one. However, there was no alteration to the riverfront area, so I don't know if you had determined that there was no riverfront area or not, but the whole property for McDevitt, if it is riverfront, would be contained in the riverfront area. And on that order of conditions for 4 McDevitt, there was no disruption on the riverfront area. So that's, I didn't know, again, I don't have copy of the minutes of the meetings, we'd have to go back, but I don't know if you guys had made a determination that way.
I don't recall the commission making a determination in the last 3 years. It's possible. I'd have to go back and look at our records, but I don't have a recollection of it.
Any other questions on the commission?
I'll just ask, so I'll just want to just echo the same comments that Commissioner Lonis had echoed. I did have a concern about the area out by the culvert, which has a willow tree, and it's right in the area of the fill, which really caught my attention. And I had to wonder, you know, that's a wetland indicator species. I had to wonder the same thing. Did you actually go in to that fill area and examine that to see if that wetland line, instead of cutting out, you see where WF 15, 14, 13 go around in a semicircle?
Right in
Doesn't
here.
really cut straight across. and connect up, let's say, to WF9. And that's that's what caught my attention. That was gonna be my question tonight. And I would support peer review on this project. I also say that I also agree that it was very difficult to be able to verify the wetland, the border or the boundary of the wetland because of all the water that was out there. It was very difficult. And there was still snowpack out there. So that was very difficult as well. So, so that's my comments and question. Thank you.
So I move to seek peer review from Horsley Witten.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And abstained? One opposed and the ayes would carry it, all ayes. I support it as well.
Just out of curiosity, do we specify Horsley Witten right out of the gate, or does that have to go out to bid or cost or whatever, like?
I think it speeds up the process.
Oh, I wanted to speed it up, I was just making sure we
That was,
can do
that
it.
was, that was the motion. so
That was the
I would
motion, I
send
was
it out.
making sure, I'd never heard a motion where we stated who the peer reviewers, I don't recall that before. I'm just clarifying that that's a good motion. You've confirmed it's a good motion, and I'm okay. Thank you, that answers my question.
Do you have a consultant that you generally use?
It's
Uh,
That's what we were just
Horsley
talking about.
Witten is
Is that
the,
up to us?
no, it's up to the commission. The commission selected Horsley Witten. The commission has been happy with their peer reviews in the past and wetland delineation or wetland confirmation of delineations and stormwater and other things. In this case, we'd just be looking at a wetland delineation. Is there a conflict or something that we should know about?
No, what was the name again?
Horsley Witten?
Oh,
Horsley Witten
I
Group?
don't know them, no.
Okay.
Just one other question on the flagging. So I guess I'm down near the two-story wood frame home, and it starts at WFB 5, goes to WFB 1, and then there's a gap. Why aren't those flags connected, I guess? Does it go on to another property, or? And it's the same for,
I think it went over the property line.
It went over the property line, that's the actual property line.
okay, and
That's where that 4 McDevitt basically touches,
right. And so you're not allowed to,
not without landowner permission, not trespass.
and that, I guess that goes for wetland flag A1 and wetland flag 21, same thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
they were connected in the field, but again, I don't know where the property line is, so when the surveyor locates them, if it's over the property line, we can't legally put them on the plan because I don't have permission to delineate off-site.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions with the commission?
If I just may, so I'm just looking at some of the satellite views from there, and it looks like it's done in the summertime, and I do see the river. It does appear like there's not much running there, but I don't know when this was taken, what year, but I am familiar with that area, because I believe that river comes from, I think there's a little bit of a pond, like across from Lee. I think it's, you go across Stonewall, it's in Lee, and that's where it drains off.
Right.
And I know that gets really low, so I kind of side with you. I believe if we had enough time, you could probably maybe prove it's not perennial, but echo Commissioner Lonis, I don't know if we're going to have that time, because we got a lot of runoff going on right now, so it could be going well into May and June, so.
The thing of it is, too, is technically we're in a drought right now.
Still?
Yes.
Really?
It's actually,
It was lifted, it's kind of funny, if you
It's-
go back last year when I actually was out there, one of the days, the day after I was out there, they lifted the drought back in October. And when I was out there, it was trickling when I was out there. But they lift, now I haven't followed up this year's drought, but last year the drought was lifted in October.
Yeah, well, the drought conditions have actually worsened. So right now, this area is in a critical drought. So, and that was,
No, it doesn't count.
yeah, I mean, I think it's, even though there's been snow melt, the groundwater is just still really low. It's really depressed. But anyway, that declaration was just issued like March 10th, so very recent. Hopefully that will change with some more melts and some spring rain.
If there's no more questions on the commission, I'm going to open it to, is there anyone in the public that would like to speak on this matter? Doesn't look like it. So, we're looking for continuance, I'm assuming. Is that okay? And
We need to
I'm
continue.
not clear when our next meeting is. I didn't jot it down, I'm sorry.
How
long
how much time will you need to?
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah.
I mean, I could have the amended plans and the amended form for you by Monday.
Okay.
But how long will it take the peer review to get out there?
Well, so the process for that is I'll reach out to them and get a quote. When I have a quote, I'll let you know what that is, and then the commission would require payment before we sign a contract with them, and then they'll get out there. They're usually quick about getting out there once the contract is signed.
So we need to meet before they go out there anyway, just to confirm?
No, the commission, no, by the way that the motion was made to select the firm, if they come back with a quote, I give that to you, and if you provide payment, then we can get that underway without having to come back to a commission meeting. If you wanted the commission to select from a group of firms, which they could do, then they would have to come back to a commission meeting where they would select which firm, and then you'd have to pay. So that's,
I don't know anything about the firm that you recommended, so I don't know how they are price-wise.
Yeah, I know, if I may, I know in other commissions, there's usually a list that goes around, and we usually the applicant has the choice of picking the thing, and then we paying the bill. Is there a way to confirm with town council where you can choose just the one consultant versus giving us a list?
I would say that if you're not happy with the commission selecting a consultant like that, then you can ask the commission to send out an RFP to 3 firms. We will do that, and then whichever is the firm that essentially would be the lowest bidder that the commission is satisfied can do the job would be what they would select. And so we could do that, but it will take
Delay
more
it.
time because
It takes more
we have to
time.
wait until till they
Right.
get the proposals in, and then it would have to come to a meeting, and then the selection would need to be made. But
Excuse me. The selection is made by us. It's not made by the applicant.
no.
So,
No, that's correct.
Right.
But I know usually there's more than one. I was just asking.
We're trying to-
because
I think
was
we're trying
asked
to-
that question.
I think we're trying to speed up the process.
Oh, no, we appreciate that.
To be
Absolutely.
quite clear, all your questions, that was the sidebar that was going on here. I was trying to figure it out, and then I came to the conclusion what they advised me. He's trying to hasten the process for you.
Right.
He's not
And
trying
we
to slow it
appreciate
down.
that.
Okay, yeah.
And they're, again, generally, they're the low bidder,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, we'll
So-
go with that.
We've used them quite a bit.
I believe you'll be pleased.
Okay. All right, we'll get a price from them, and, we can,
So-
once you get a price, we'll come down with a check.
Right, so when you have the revised forms and the plan sheet, if you can email that to me, that way I can get it out to them for a quote.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you want the surveyor to stamp it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Would it make sense
Right,
to?
so
So sorry, so we're back to what meeting then?
we're on the 26th.
The next meeting of the commission is March 26th, the one after that is April 9th.
Why don't we do April 9th?
I think that seems reasonable. Okay.
So I move to continue this hearing to our 6 PM meeting on April 9th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The ayes carry. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks, Mark.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, let me go back up here. Ready to continue? All right, next under public hearings, 3B, it's the Home Depot USA Incorporated for an ANRAD DEP 348-0900, locus 0 and 25 Middlesex Canal Park for delineation of BVW and Riverfront Bank. You wouldn't mind signing in, actually print in your name
Absolutely.
and state it for note taker.
I have some things to deliver to the commission before I start to make the presentation a little easier to review for
Okay.
everybody. So everybody's gonna get a colored up site plan. This is just pushing all the site plans together to make an area easier to review. There's 3 total sheets here.
Thanks for delivering that. And I assume you're using the board.
I'm using the board just to make it easy for everybody to see.
Down here. Get a better view. Thank you. Are these for Teresa?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And green cards are the only ones that we actually got back.
Okay,
But
and
the green receipts, all of them are there, all the abutters have been notified.
so I'll just tell the commission I just received these, so the office has not verified it, but he has stated that they're all here. Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect.
We all set?
Good to go, yep, thank
Good evening,
you.
everybody. Tom Schutz from Goddard Consulting here on behalf of the applicant. Before you today is an ANRAD application for 3 parcels addressed as 0, 0, and 25 Middlesex Canal Park. This ANRAD application is to confirm the wetland resource areas located on the property. In front of you, you have a colored up combination of the site plans that were submitted with the ANRAD application. We'll start with some existing conditions on our property today. In the center of the site, you have a movie theater, and then surrounding it is the associated parking lot. The majority of the entire site is made up of impervious parking lot area, and then you also have a driveway access that's coming in from the Middlesex Canal and the access road. There are several wetland resource areas on the site. I would like you to just take a look at the first page here, and we'll start addressing the bordering vegetated wetland that's on the property. The bordering vegetated wetland on your colored up site plan is shown in this blue color with the wetland symbols in it. There's several bordering vegetated wetlands on our site. We have one down to the southeast, which my cursor is currently on. That continues up to the southwest and then western portion of the property. We also have a second bordering vegetated wetland that's associated with the perennial stream, shown in pink here, that runs adjacent to the access drive. And then finally, we have a third bordering vegetated wetland associated with an intermittent stream that's located in the northern portion of the lot itself. The buffer zones associated with these bordering vegetated wetlands are shown as the 25-foot no disturb, shown in this dark green color. We then also have the 100-foot buffer zone, shown in this kind of tealish color, and then the 150-foot buffer zone shown in the yellow. That's the same for the buffer zones from the northern BVW as well. On to the second sheet.
Can I just stop you there?
Sure.
Have, maybe it's not, is it the detention, you're calling this area out to the, I guess it's the south, no, the west, is that a detention basin? there?
Correct, yes.
I would question that, but you can continue.
Okay. On sheet 2, we have the riverfront area from the associated perennial stream. Again, the perennial stream is shown in this pink color here, and then our 200-foot riverfront area is sprawling onto the site shown in this orange color. The final resource area on our site is the 100-year floodplain, which is considered bordering land subject to flooding, and we had an extensive floodplain survey done on the site to determine the exact elevation of the floodplain on the property. It's located at elevation 100, so everywhere shown in pink is lower than that and is considered bordering land subject to flooding. At this point, I'd open it up to the commission for any questions regarding the ANRAD application, the resource areas, the delineation, et cetera.
I do have a question on
Absolutely.
what you just talked about with the floodplain.
Yep.
Is that consistent with the FEMA maps from July?
So the FEMA map is only a flood zone A, so we did a full flood investigation through FEMA to determine the exact elevation of the floodplain.
And is it consistent with what's shown, like, does
The map
does it
itself
appear to be the
online-
same?
The map
or is
itself
it-
online might differ a little bit, but that's just because it's using an aerial image and then LiDAR technology to overlay it. This is the exact location of the flood zones on the site using the elevations from the survey to overlay the 100-year floodplain on top of it. So
And is this, I understand what you're saying. I'm just curious, though, do they overlap well, or is one larger than the other, or?
I think in general they overlap well. They're probably around the same amount of floodplain on the site itself. There might be some changes in where exactly it falls on the graphic that you might see on the FEMA, but in general I think there's probably just about the same amount on the site.
Okay, and did you also look at the local floodplain that the city has?
I have not, but that would be a good question to add and a comment to bring back in front of the commission when we come back.
I do know in the filing that was submitted, I think this was on the old floodplain map, right? I think the floodplain map that was submitted originally in this was from April, so that that's no longer up to date.
So the map that was submitted with our wetland border report was just the overall map that we got when we delineated the wetland. A full floodplain study was done through FEMA that has, I guess, little to do with the map itself. We went through a LOMAR process to actually determine the exact floodplain on the site and the elevation. So that map is a little bit de minimis at this point for sure, because now we know the exact location of the floodplain and the elevation.
And can you submit that information from the flood study or the flood
Yes,
study?
yep, absolutely,
Excellent. And would you also submit that to the engineering office as well?
for sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the commission at this point?
Yeah, I have a couple. So I think we've got kind of a major issue in terms of violation of the wetlands out there. You might want to, and I think it needs to be taken care of yesterday. The snow plowing that's been done out there has pushed sediment, pieces of asphalt, pieces of sod and yard material into the wetland itself. Some of it's still there, so that could probably be pulled out while it's there. And I'm assuming that there's a lot that's already melted and is now lying in the wetlands out there. So there's going to need to be a restoration, I think, going forward.
Okay, that seems like a separate issue from the ANRAD application and the questions concerning the delineation, but we can certainly look into it. The applicant currently, right now, is not the owner of the property, so they aren't the ones that are going to be, oh, that might be incorrect. They're not the ones that are determining where the snow is being pushed. They're recent purchasers of the property itself, so they're not the ones that are determining where the snow is pushed during snowstorms, especially the large ones we had this year. So we can certainly look into that. I haven't been out there in quite a while, so I don't know what the site conditions look like, but I think that is a little bit separate from the conditions from the ANRAD application that we're submitting right now.
It is separate, but the owner is responsible for the property. right?
Agreed.
So again, that should be looked at tomorrow and, taken care of as soon as possible. And reported, I think you should submit something to the office that you actually went out, observed it, and did what you could to take care of it. Because it's a violation on the property.
Okay, is this going to be a separate notice that the client receives as a violation?
Not yet.
Okay.
The other thing is this is a huge site. Jim and I were out, Commissioner Joyce and I were out there yesterday. There was a lot of flags that were actually missing, and actually, they were missing. So again, I'm going to move that we seek peer review from Horsley Witten on this project as well.
We have a motion, any second?
I'd second that.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Oppose.
And abstentions? The ayes carry.
But just for one clarification, getting back to cleanup, I know we're gonna go to the owner and everything like that, and I'm asking more out of curiosity. In the matter of the cleanup, where all the mess is, and you're finding out the asphalt and sod, is there signage out there saying about no dumping or anything? There's no signage there? All right, so we're gonna have to get that mitigated. Thank you.
I do have a couple questions, and just so we're clear on the delineation of it, you have the floodplain. So you're saying that the process that you came up with, the map that's currently up on the screen, you're saying that's right to that's more detailed than what we're gonna see from any satellites or for anything else, correct?
Correct.
Excellent, I like that. And the other thing is, you're here standing before us, not representing the current owners, but the potential.
Yeah, I'm representing the Home Depot company.
Okay.
They're the owners, aren't they?
I think they're the recent purchasers of the property.
Recent, right? Okay. Okay, thanks.
So, getting back to that detention basin, that was originally flagged as a wetland?
It was originally flagged to show the location of the detention basin, but you can see in the historic aerials that it was constructed alongside the building of the parking lot, and there is stormwater outfalls that can be seen in the field.
But those outfalls are, as far as I could tell, there was no overflow outlet. It was just, it goes like at the same, it's probably at the same elevation as the wetland that it goes out to, right? So it's connected to the wetland, pretty much, right?
It's not connected to the wetland, no. It's connected to the stormwater management system. The reason has no outflow is because it allows the stormwater within the feature to then seep into the ground, removing the sediment and any foreign material, allowing it for it to be a cleaner stormwater.
You're saying that there's no outlet there?
No.
Yet, I believe there is. And we can,
I visited the site, I flagged it. I did not see an outlet to any adjacent bordering vegetated wetlands.
okay.
Sorry, what time of year?
May of 2025.
Do you know when the detention basin was constructed?
In the 80s.
And I guess like just in the narrative of the ANRAD, you mentioned that there is no floodplain. I think that needs to be amended.
That needs to be revised, correct?
Okay. And that will be sent to DEP as well, right?
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the commission? Seeing none, I'm going to open it again to the public. Is there anyone interested in speaking on this matter? If you would mind stepping up and stating your name. No, I thought he was, okay.
did too.
I thought he was getting up, I'm sorry. So, no questions from the public here. All right, so, we need any other information? I'm obviously looking to continue, because we're looking for a little bit more information. Again, our next meeting is March 26th and then April 9th, in the same condition as the previous hearing with the timing of the peer review. So I don't know what...
That's fair, yeah, April 9th. I'm sure this is going to be a little bit longer of a peer review than the last project, just
Yeah.
due to the size. So April 9th would be good. I would doubt that anything's going to be completed by then that we'd want to present to the commission. Maybe we'll have done a site walk with the peer reviewer, which would be great, and then have revised new flags, but then we'll need to get the survey team back out there, locate any changed flags, and then also get the revised material back. So let's start with April 9th, and then we'll go from there and request a continuance as needed.
Okay, and again, you're okay with us picking a peer review, only a
Yes.
one choice?
Yep.
and
I've
to
worked with Horsley
speed it up.
through
Yeah, they're-
Woburn before,
Yeah,
so I think that's fine.
They know a lot of what we require, and so, all right, with that said and done, we have a motion to continue, or,
I move to continue the public hearing to our April 9th meeting at 6 PM.
Second.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved, denied, or abstentions?
Opposed?
Opposed? I'm tired. Thank you. All right,
I'm getting rid of this.
let me know when you're all set. You good? You're good?
Yep.
All right, so next on the agenda, under public hearings, 3C, Site 1 Landscape Supply, Locust 31 6th Road. Notice of intent, DEP 348-0899 for Locust 31 6th Road, parking lot modifications. And looks like you're gonna use the board, so I'm gonna stay here.
I prefer to use the projector if that's all right.
Right, oh,
Just for the record, Chairman, I was not in attendance at the last meeting for this hearing, but I did watch it on Woburn Public Media.
okay, so you're good to vote?
Yep.
Thank you.
Am I okay to start?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I just
I'm
didn't know
sorry
if there
about that.
anything
Did you-
else there.
And did you signed in and state your name for our note taker, please? Or actually print in.
For the record, my name is David Robinson. I'm a civil engineer and project manager with Allen and Major Associates. We are the record land surveyors and civil engineers for the petition before you, which is a notice of intent for minor site improvements located at 31 6th Ave. This hearing is continued from February the 26th. At that hearing, we had sort of discussed the redevelopment standards, Standard 7, and meeting the requirements for redevelopment, given that there is a net decrease in the project of impervious area, and there still is a net decrease even though we've made some minor modifications. I believe that there was a request to remove existing impervious pavement from within the 25-foot no disturb buffer, which we did on the site plan before you. We decided to replace that, basically one parking stall with a riprap apron to help dissipate the stormwater energy prior to it discharging to the wetlands. It's an existing developed site. We're doing some minor site modifications, including minor grading and resetting of some curbing to allow for an ADA stall on site. We're striping parking spaces. The parking count has not changed. And now we are removing the northeastmost parking stall and providing some riprap that's about a foot deep. It's just an energy dissipation apron. So the stormwater, as I mentioned last time, sort of concentrates to a corner of the parking lot. And we've decided to remove the impervious from there and provide a riprap apron to help with preventing scouring and erosion in accordance with the first stormwater standard. We did submit a supplemental abridged stormwater report showing that the peak rates of runoff are equal to or less than the existing rates under proposed conditions. The pad is going to improve site conditions by reducing scouring and erosion where the stormwater seems to concentrate, and the rest of the site plan has largely remained unchanged, the parking count. So again, just minor modifications, including a screen dumpster, some bollards, parking striping, a couple of signs, including a stop sign, and that energy pad. There's also a guardrail, wooden guardrail proposed around that riprap apron, just so nobody drives into it. And we did provide the abridged stormwater report, which addresses Standard 7. It should be reiterated that there is a net decrease in impervious area on the site, and we have detailed how we meet all 10 stormwater standards. That's really it. At this time, I'd like to open it up to any comments or questions from the commission.
Questions here?
I had a couple questions. So where in the regs does it state that by reducing the impervious voids, you having to make some maximum extent practicable water, stormwater management?
Yep, so standard 7 for redevelopment basically says that we only need to meet the stormwater standards for a redevelopment project. Redevelopment is defined as a net decrease in impervious. We only need to meet the standards to the maximum extent practicable.
Right. But
And improving existing site conditions,
right.
which I believe that we have on this existing developed site.
Where does it state that by reducing impervious,
Well, the definition of redevelopment.
okay,
The definition of a redevelopment project is a net reduction in impervious area.
so then I guess if that's the case, I will check, but I believe you. Why aren't you, I don't think you've made stormwater management changes to it seems like you've made it really to the minimum extent practicable. I mean, one thing we haven't had a chance to do is get out to the site, and
I believe some commissioners did
I have.
make it out to the site.
I have been out there twice.
Yep.
But I haven't been able to see that area at the back of the parking lot where you're proposing this riprap.
There were representative photos provided with the notice of intent. Did you see those?
I didn't see them I didn't see them, and I didn't see the reason necessary. Like, I didn't see any scouring out there currently, like, so why would we have to worry about it? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like we're just, again, doing the minimum extent practical. Say we're putting in this riprap pad so that there's no scour, but what if there's no scour to begin with, why do we have to do it?
Well, there was a request from the commission at the previous hearing just to see what we could do to meet the standards. And the first standard is to prevent scour and erosion. So it could be a long-term issue, and also reduce remove the impervious area from the 25-foot buffer. So I thought to myself, if we're going to remove this, it's basically one parking stall.
Right.
If we're going to remove this, do we replace it with loam and seed that may be subject to future scour and erosion? Because, to be fair, looking at the grades, the stormwater is going to concentrate in that northeast corner. And there was some concern about that at the previous hearing. So if we're removing the stall, if we're removing the impervious from the 25-foot disturb, do we replace it with loam and seed that has a higher propensity for scour and erosion in the future? Or do we replace it with a riprap apron that dissipates energy, reduces, generally it improves water quality before it has a chance to reach the wetlands. So my thought was use the riprap, the hardened armor in that area where we know the stormwater is going to concentrate instead of doing, a loam and seed that's just going to wash out in 10, 15, 20 years from now. That was my thought.
Yep. Did you ever look at, I think I heard you say previous meeting that there was high groundwater out there. How would you know that there's high groundwater out there?
Well, we know that wetland elevation is associated with the groundwater elevation. A wetland is basically where the groundwater breaks out into the land with no stream in or out. Given my 16 years of experience, when you have a site that's that close to wetlands with no extreme relief between the wetland elevation and the site, you're going to have groundwater that's maybe 1, maybe 2 feet within that elevation of the wetlands. Multiple site visits as well as a topographic survey indicate to me we're not going to be able to achieve 2 to 4 feet of separation for a stormwater system with 2 feet of cover plus a chamber system or whatever you do out there. Having the wetlands that close, to me, indicates it's too squeezed vertically to put a robust infiltration system.
What is the wetland elevation is what, like 68 or something? I'm sorry.
It's close to the site. For example, we see the 67 contour here near wetland flags GCA 14 and 15. The site is just above 68 going to 69. I mean, that's, you know.
Okay, so, but what about if you go back up, like I'm thinking about roof runoff. So if you get up, I think you get into like 74 or something.
72 is really the highest contour out there. See the 72 at the front? I mean, that you need 2 feet of cover to a system, and you really need 4 feet of separation between the seasonally high groundwater and the bottom of a chamber system.
Yeah, but we've kind of always been, when we're not putting those in, it's always, you need 2 feet of cover, 2 feet of separation, right? That's what the,
Well, then you'd need to run a mounding analysis and ensure that there's no mounding into the drainage system. I mean, it's an existing site, it's developed, there's a net reduction in impervious, it's a redevelopment site.
what about, was there any consideration given to, I see your limit of work goes out into 6th Road, and there's a couple of catch basins out there. Was there any consideration into getting some sort of stormwater device, water quality unit into one of those catch basins?
There's no existing stormwater on site. There's not a catch basin nor a drain
Nope.
manhole on site.
Right.
Existing.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with some type of mitigation for,
I believe that what we've proposed with the riprap apron to meet standard 1 for a redevelopment site is appropriate.
okay. I'm good for now, thank you.
Anyone else in the commission with any questions? Teresa, do you have anything that needed in your office?
No, I think I do appreciate, thank you for providing the additional information. I just would maybe ask you if you could just tell the commission, like when you were looking at, just to satisfy the commission on maximum extent practicable, that when you were looking at other options, why certain ones wouldn't work. I mean, like did you look at another way to deal with the roof runoff, or a porous pavement, or a filter strip or a level spreader? I mean, and if so, if they're not appropriate, why you came to that conclusion? If you could just address some of that.
It's a good point. I'd say it's a difficult site to do anything on. The pavement goes within 2 to 3 feet of the rear property line, and then the right-hand side is all within the 25-foot no disturb. So the only reason we could put anything in there is because we removed that one parking stall and reduced the impervious in that area.
And this is this would be a new owner for the property as well, correct?
It is a new owner. It's Site 1 Landscape Supply. They currently have a location here in Woburn on Wheeling Ave. They need to expand their operations, and this is the perfect home for them to do it. Again, there's no hazardous material stored on site. It's literally just irrigation pipe and irrigation valves. So it's a, low hazard site. There's no mulch, there's no hazardous material of any type, as we went over at the last meeting.
And I know at the last meeting, we also talked about snow storage up against the building as what's proposed as opposed to what's been done.
Yep. So I did go out to the site recently after the comment regarding the snow storage. I will say, although there's a purchase and sale in place, Site One hasn't officially purchased the property. So the old owners, I think it's Global Supply, still own it, and their property management company are handling the snow for now. We've shown the snow storage locations on site. They're all away from the wetlands, up against the building to the maximum extent practicable. So, you know, next winter, say Site One moves in there this summer, this spring, you know, they'll be pushing the snow up against the building as shown and not stockpiling it in the corner that's closest to the wetlands.
And are they satisfied that that's enough space for snow to be stored and willing to truck it off-site if it isn't?
It's a good point. I believe so, yes. I mean, they'll have to. If we have another winter like we had this year, it's almost inevitable that it'll need to be moved off-site.
And would they be willing to put up signs along, like the wetland edge, to say no plowing of snow in this area or something like that? The commission
So just
wanted that. I don't know.
Just to be clear, you're talking about this north-south
Yes.
curb, and
Yep.
then along the rear, maybe it might be tough to put them in the fenced area in the back.
I'm just thinking because I think sometimes when people are plowing, you know, they're just looking for the most convenient place. They're exhausted. They've been doing it for hours.
Yeah.
And just to kind of have that visual reminder that, you know, don't put the snow here can be helpful.
Yes, can we make a condition that sort of caps the number of signs or the spacing of signs? I think we've typically in the past done every 50 feet or something like that, or, you know, maximum.
I think if the commission were to have a condition that just said snow storage signs shall be posted without,
Sure.
I mean, is that?
Yeah, I can
Fair.
look at previous projects where we've
Yeah.
done that too, and look at what the spacing of the signage is.
I
I think
mean,
it's under 100 feet.
Yeah, it's just something to, like a visual for a plow driver who's exhausted when they're out there.
Agreed.
Commissioner Meany, did you have
Yeah,
something?
I apologize, I was absent from the prior meeting. I just wanted to make sure, did we discuss any work within a 25-foot no disturb at that time?
We did, that's actually why they are removing this existing impervious surface there, and
Right,
at-
but they're allowed to work in it. We made the
I guess
motion.
technically, that would probably be good to make a motion to grant a waiver to allow that.
So if it wasn't done, I'd make that motion that they're allowed to work within the 25-foot no disturb.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Ayes carry.
And again, so I'm just trying to catch up, so we're talking about just regrading an existing parking lot.
It's very minor regrading.
And-
It's going from 5.5% grade to 4.5% slope. We're talking tenths of a foot just to meet the ADA compliance. There's no parking striping out there. There's no designated ADA stall. There's no signage. It's just pavement.
And we're reducing impervious, and we're adding riprap, which is gonna improve the runoff.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to open it to the public if there's no other questions here. It doesn't, I will ask, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this matter? Appears to be none. Any last questions, issues?
Go ahead.
Commissioner-
ahead.
I just have one question.
Sure.
Thank you for putting the updated plan together and presentation. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I know I asked a lot of questions about this the last time.
Yeah.
So on the riprap area, if I'm reading this right, it looks like the length is just a bit under 18, is that 18 feet?
Yep.
So 18 feet by 11 feet.
Mhm.
That's the section.
Yep.
The depth is what?
1 foot.
1 foot?
Yeah.
Is that adequate enough? What if it was expanded? Would that be doable?
I think it's going to be difficult to expand it and still have a usable driveway where, you know, contractors' trucks can access that fenced area in the back. Again, it's the perfect location for it because the stormwater all kind of concentrates. You can see the 70, 71, 69 contours all kind of pointing to this northeast corner. I think if we expand it, it's going to reduce the driveway, and it's going to make it real tough for trucks to back into the fenced-in area at the rear where they need to pick up their irrigation supplies and safely maneuver out of there. We don't want trucks driving into the riprap area. People may not know it's there. It's pretty much level with the pavement. That's why we've put there's a little wooden guardrail around it.
So there is going to be something that goes
There's
around it to protect
Yeah,
it?
there's a, where do I call it out? Proposed wooden guardrail, length
Okay,
equals
yep.
27 feet. It's
Got it.
basically an L shape, just to keep people from driving into there and getting stuck.
Would it be helpful, so I don't know why there's a limitation to 12 inches or 1 foot in depth. Is there a limitation, or is that just what you designed it to be?
Again, looking at how close the wetlands are, and you can see only one contour line between the wetland and the riprap. I think it's an appropriate depth without getting into digging into the groundwater.
So that's where you think we're going to hit groundwater there, but we don't know for sure?
Correct.
Should we find out?
Well, we're not infiltrating anything. I think that it's an appropriate depth. We're proposing 6-inch diameter R6 riprap, so it's basically 2 layers of stone stacked on each other. I think if you go deeper, it's not going to do anything much for dissipating the energy.
But we could go deeper.
Again, I guess I'm just not sure what that would necessarily accomplish. You want some separation to groundwater.
I just had a question along those lines. So the top of the stone is going to be at the elevation of the pavement, right?
Basically, it's at this elevation, having large diameter boulders in there, there's going to be some area for the water to go over and into the 1 foot pit.
And then, so you are maxed out as far as parking spaces that you can take? You can't lose any more parking?
We cannot lose any more. We've already received city council approval for exactly what we've shown on the parking. And I believe we are at, here's my parking summary table. We're at 4 employee parking, 2 overnight parking, and 12 standard parking stalls for a total of 18. That's what city council approved. That's what they're expecting to see.
Okay.
And I think it's as little parking as we could provide.
Right. I guess I didn't see in the table that it was required parking.
I'm not sure, but that's what city council approved for the park.
Okay. Yep. Thanks.
I'm sorry, just one more question. I can't see it on that. Do you have the, like a detail of the stone for that, the stone size on there somewhere?
Yes. I think it's on the second detail sheet right here. Riprap line, dissipation pad, NHDOT 703 standard stone size 467 minimum or as necessary. And there's a Marafi filter on the bottom.
Thank you.
12-inch deep riprap pad, and I think we also call out that R6 stone in the layout plan. Let's see. Proposed 6-inch diameter R6 riprap set 12-inch into ground to reduce scour and erosion. Area of riprap pad 192 square feet.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no other questions, I believe we're going to be looking to continue. Or not? No?
Well, I don't think we've, and I guess we could put it in the order that we didn't verify the wetland flagging, because we haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
Haven't been able to
that-
get back there.
we
so,
were barely, I think we said we could probably get out there now, right? We could do a site walk.
I think we could get out there now. It's, you know, it's still kind of wet, a little bit muddy, but we could get out there to do it. And I think that I think as a commission, we should do a site walk out there to do that verification.
so, our next meeting's the 26th, which gives us a week and a half, close to 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
Yeah.
to get. I'm gonna try to squeeze it in before that.
Yeah, we have, I mean, I'm available, whenever. This weekend, I'm available pretty much all the time. So that's,
To look at my calendar. Any suggestions on site walk? Excuse me.
would you be available to go out, or would you have somebody go out, or?
Actually, Tom Schutz, who just presented right before me for a project that my firm is working on, is the one who delineated the flags. So I think it's appropriate if he goes. I'm not going to be of any help on the delineation.
I mean, I guess it would only be helpful if we had a question and if we thought we needed to move something,
Let's see what his availability is, and if he can be there, great. If not, I think that it'd be best if the commission goes out, walks it, and if there are any issues, if there's any questions, you bring it to our attention at that time.
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Are there any other outstanding items or questions or concerns besides the delineation of the flags?
I would just suggest that if you want to look at where it might be good to put snow storage signs or something like that, if you want to add those to a plan, it's an
Yeah.
opportunity for you to choose locations. So just something to think about. I mean, the commission can also condition it, but if there's specific places or you want to run it by your client, that's,
I think I'd prefer to put them on a plan and show the locations, show the sign itself. We have some great examples that we've
Okay.
done previously of the signage, and then the spacing, the maximum spacing, and just the locations. We'll try and keep them out of the 25-foot.
yep.
And I think if we put them on the plan and just to have something definitive, I'd prefer to do that.
Yeah, okay.
That would be
That would
good.
be
That'd be great,
Thank
thanks.
I just have one question.
Sure.
Is there any, on the riprap?
Yes,
Is
sir.
there any inspection or maintenance that's done on that riprap pad, periodic
Question.
maintenance?
The only thing I can think of, honestly, is just hand removal of trash, which is the same for pretty much, any wetland. They like to see the hand removal of trash, because there may be trash that accumulates. There is a dumpster on site, so hopefully they're utilizing it, but as we know, sometimes that happens. So maybe we put together like a brief O&M report that kind of goes over the maintenance, hand removal in the 25-foot, and the snow storage guidelines, and the incorporating the signage. I think like an abbreviated O&M plan to kind of cover the long-term operation, given that there's a new owner.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
I think that's wonderful, and maybe also look into like a schedule for, just checking for trash on site generally, and sweeping of the paved surface.
Yeah, street sweeping. That definitely helps.
Yes, thank you.
All right, but then with that, are we gonna look to continue to the 26th most likely, or do we need to go a little further?
How much time
It's
do
up
you
to the,
think?
would you prefer the 26th?
26 is 2 weeks.
Let's do the 26th. Let's do the 26th, as long as you can get the site walk in by then. I'll have Tom meet you on site. He'll probably be here on the 26th, 'cause I have another hearing. If that's the only outstanding item, is the delineation of the flags and then providing the O&M report, let's plan for the.
And the plan showing.
Plan
this-
showing that, yeah,
Yep,
which would
okay.
be, I think we'll probably incorporate that into the O&M report too, and update the site plans. Probably just give you just an exhibit.
Okay, so you'd be able to provide that
With-
by
by
a week
next
from today?
Thursday.
Okay, noon, okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
I'll move to continue the public hearing to March 26th at 6 PM.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
One abstention. All right, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. Ready to go again? All right, next, under business items, we have the approval of 15 Richmond Ave, the plan review, revised per order of conditions 348-0857.
And I would recommend the commission approve the plan. It covers the requirements of condition number 42 of the order of conditions. And it was prepared and submitted by Allen Engineering, Mark Slager.
Move to accept the revised notice of intent plan for 15 Richmond Ave.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, ayes carry. Thank you. All right, next on the business items 4B, we have the minutes of February 26, 2026.
I just had one item on page 1, the last paragraph. Second sentence, Commissioner Joyce seconded the motion, so ED needs to be added.
Did we skip an item?
Excuse me? I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, you're correct.
Sorry.
Your comments there too.
Yep. No, we need a motion and a second on item 3D. Applicant requested a continuance to March 26th.
I got the wrong sheet here in front of me.
I thought it was already done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was already done. You want to make that motion?
Go ahead.
You want me to do? Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion that, for 3D, John and Joan O'Connell, Lotus 21 Hamilton Road, that we continue that public hearing at the applicant's request till March 26th, our next meeting.
Second?
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Ayes carried. Thanks, Vinay.
Good job.
Somewhere else, sorry.
Sheets in front of me.
Nope. I'll move to accept the meeting minutes of February 26th, 2026, as drafted and amended.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes carry. Under scheduled site visits, we do have to pick a date for the previous Site 1 landscape. Suggestions?
I can't do Saturday this week.
I can't either.
Weekend's bad for me. Wednesdays are preferable if during the week, and now we get late later, so.
Yeah, Wednesdays are good.
So,
18th? Or
Yeah.
you just have, well, yeah, I don't know, the
18th
extended
at 5?
forecast, hopefully no more snow coming.
ooh,
but-
don't change it.
At 5? Is that good, or?
Yeah, I can do it.
May 18th at 5?
March.
I'm sorry, March 18th at, yeah, May 18th. March 18th at 5?
5 o'clock, I should be able to get there if I get right out of work, so I'll go with a yes on that.
What's the address?
31
Is that the
Sixth Road.
31, okay.
We also have, we were going to go back out and look at the corner of Wildwood and Olympia
Oh, it's right there.
for the emergency cert work that was done. I think we should, it's visible now, so I think it would be a good time to go out and check that out as well.
That at the same night.
Yeah.
I can only do, I can't do 2, so, but that's, I drive by there all the time, so.
Sorry, could you say that, the address on the second one?
It's the corner of, I think, I don't know the exact number, it's the corner of Wildwood and Olympia. It's a Cummings property out there.
Okay, so we'll do that after the 6th Road.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, under 4D business items, we have encroachment updates. Any updates to report on?
I'll go first. So on the 82 Lexington Street, I'm putting the chains between the granite posts. I am absolutely 100% nowhere. I can't make progress. I'm struggling. I can't get the quote. It's actually moot because of the weather, because of the snow and everything like that. But my intent is before the next meeting, I'm going to do a visit down there and let's see how bad of a violation we have with parking, what's going on down there to begin with. So it's a good time to get down there and take a peek. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to go to the building where the subcontractor is set up and just make a personal visit. I just having no luck, emails, phone calls, everything. So I'm just having troubles. So I'll have an update on that by the next meeting, but I won't let it go.
All right,
The other one, Robinson Road, our city solicitor is out of town. He'll be back, I think he's back in next week, yeah. So when he's back, we'll get an update. I'll sit down. We haven't been able to do much anyway because
yeah,
of the cover,
it's just been,
but we got some I just want to check with him and see if he's had any replies or any communication, so.
very good. Fair enough. All right, and then under 4E, tree program.
So just two things, if you don't mind, I'd like to go over the tree program, and then I have an item F, if you don't mind, I'd like to stick in afterwards, a quick topic. Is that okay?
B,
All right, so on the tree program. So the update is, the date as we established is April 25th. We've got an 8 o'clock drop-off of the trees. We've got a 9 to 11 pickup. Renee, thank you very much. You've taken care of the parking lot for me. I appreciate that very much. That's a relief. Megan McHugh has committed to the trees and the date and all that, and is working out the types and the like and the totals with Teresa. We're in the midst of that. If I could, Teresa, one more time, what's the total this year?
Number of trees?
Yes,
51.
51. So, this is what's called a banner year. When we started out, it was 20, then it went to 25, and then we went up and up and up. And then Commissioner Meany and Teresa got together. One had the idea, the other one found the money, and the rest is history, as they say. So, this is a banner year, so we're going to need a lot of work to be done. I always get nervous on the numbers. Renee knows, because Teresa told her that I used to drive Teresa crazy, so now I get to drive Renee crazy, and I will drive her crazy, because I'm going to say on a regular basis, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Till we sell out. We sell out every year, but everyone says, why do you get so nervous? And that's just the way it is. So this year I'm going to be extra nervous, so I just want to give the warning up front.
Great.
So I am psyched. It's a banner year. It's 51. We will finalize and get the notifications out and get things going over the next 2 weeks for prep. We'll be in full force.
So within the next couple of weeks, we'll have some, know what types and things?
Everything's gonna get settled. And you know how many trees is gonna be, John?
51.
51. But yes, the trees and types, and all kidding aside, are all getting settled. And there are gonna be some changes this year for availabilities and the like, and it's made it.
Good, good.
Yes, it'll all be known
It
as
was a good mix last year.
Yes, and
Yeah,
I'm
great
hoping
ones.
for a good mix again this year. If I could, for just a second, just so I can get my head around it, so I get my homework done, if you just take me a minute. I have here, Mr. Joyce, are you in for that day?
I am.
You are in. Jerry, I have you're in. John, you're in. Kevin, you're in.
I'm in.
I'm marking Dwayne is in, although I just found out tonight that Dwayne is on an injury, so I'm gonna mark him in, because even if he doesn't come, he's gotta bring the tent. Okay, we gotta have the tent, so Dwayne's in, because we're gonna need that tent if
He didn't do a lot of, he doesn't do a lot of lifting anyways.
we do a lot of lifting.
What happened to Dwayne?
Pauline, are you in? You out?
I'm
You
in Florida.
You're in Florida, so I mark that as a Florida. And Teresa and Renee, you're
In the palm trees.
out. So Teresa's out.
What's the day again?
It is April 25th. It is 8 a.m. tree drop-off, and the end time is 11 o'clock. And if we do as well as we did last year, we'll get a lot more trees this year. It'll be tough. We were out of there by 10:30. So we'll see how that goes. But I know Renee's going to put pressure on people to show up in a timely manner, and I know that we're going to have a positive outcome. So I'm going to stay positive.
Can we leave the rain home this year?
Oh, I'm telling you, that was awful. I was so to the skin. I'll tell you what, it was pretty bad last year.
It was pretty
I am hoping. And it may or may not happen that I hit the roof and the water came in my head and all that, but I digress. All right, so that's the tree day update. I'm really pumped for this year. I like being here. I like doing more than before, and we're really doing well with the 51. The next item that I'm adding, thank you for allowing me to add it. First, an explanation, and then if I could, I just want to ask a question. So thank you, Jerry, for your motion for the peer review, and thank you for the way you did it, because I knew you were doing it to save time. The educational part of it, for me, is I thought before we'd send it out, and we'd get bids, we'd come back in, we'd look at the bids, and we'd select one. So I thought there was a bid process. The way you did that is obviously a preference. It's quicker, it's easier, and everything like that. I said in the last meeting, and I said that there's no such thing as a bad idea, and maybe it's not true, but I'm going to give an idea, and I hope it's not a bad idea, but here it is. Where I was stuck in my head was, first of all, procedurally, I thought we had to go out to bid, and I got educated tonight that that wasn't the case, so that's good. That was an education for me, so that was what my question was. But now that I am educated, and I'm caught up, I have in the back of my mind that the applicant is paying the money. So is it an idea to create a process, we just give them 3 names? And they can call the 3 people, they're the ones that are paying the check. Why don't we give them the 3 names of 3 potential peer reviewers? They're the ones doing the check, because my fear factor is that an applicant's gonna come back here and say, oh, thanks a lot. I found out I could have got it done for $500 cheaper or something like that. To me, put it in there. So is that an option? Or is there a reason why we want control over the peer reviewer, because we want it done right and we want to control it?
So the commission actually does have control over the peer reviewer, because the peer reviewer contracts with the commission.
Right.
So the applicant provides the funds to the commission deposits that in city, with the city, and the city pays the peer reviewer. But it's the applicant that provides the funds to pay the peer reviewer, but the city does it, so the applicant's not directly paying them. So that doesn't create like a conflict or any other pressure with the peer reviewer, and the peer reviewer can be independent and report directly to the commission. I forget what the other thing you asked was.
No, I think you've answered it. It becomes a preference, and it's okay, you answered the question.
If I do know, if the applicant had an issue with the peer, like, for example, tonight, if the applicant had an issue with the selection of the peer review and said, hey, no, we really want 3 quotes, then I would have said, that's fine, I have no problem sending it out, but it does save them time, because otherwise I send it out, I have to wait for quotes to come in, bring it back to the commission makes a selection, and then wait for them to provide the funds, and then gets the contract. So it does delay the process to do that, but I'm fine with doing that. I think it's, in some cases, helpful to the applicant, as it is with a delineation, as opposed to a larger notice of intent that you're reviewing stormwater and many other things. But if the applicant wanted that, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Sure, it is, thank you. So you've
And the applicant does have, there is a mechanism by which, if the applicant wanted to appeal a decision of the commission to require peer review or a particular selection of a peer reviewer, there is a mechanism in the ordinance that allows them to do it. But the commission can also say that we don't have enough information to review something, so.
So, if I may, just on that subject, so I'm very apprehensive personally for, and it's just my opinion, I should say that what the procedure that we use tonight is going to become a precedent, only because
I was going to say the same thing.
I understand what you're saying, but we're determining one person without going out to bid, without a number. And we're designating a particular company that they have to go through. Who's to say they're going to throw a crazy number out? And now it's accepted. Now, I know what you're saying, they can say it, but the motion was already passed. So,
Right, so-
if I may continue, so I've always been a little leery on peer reviews, but I understand in these instances, I believe they were warranted. However, I would have, if we're talking about speeding things up, then perhaps we consider sending it down to the engineering department, where they have, that's what they do. If that's what we're concerned about time, I understand that we're trying to streamline it, but I personally don't agree with this, and that was my reason for voting. I just don't agree with it, but, I'm just one person. So.
Can I just say something? I don't think that the engineering department has like a wetland scientist available. So I think that might be an issue. And I would say 95% of our peer reviews have been done by Horsley Witten, and I think they've always been the lowest price. Maybe the one or two that they haven't gotten was that they were a little higher. There's always been a third entity. Either they don't get back to us.
Yeah.
Or they don't have the time to do it. So,
No, I agree, and you're probably right on it. I've just felt a little apprehensive on kind of setting that out there, because they've always been the lowest, but who's to say that's going to continue if we continue to say we're just going to
yeah,
vote it
well, I think if we kind of notice that, then we could start.
up against what? What are we going to compare it to?
I think we have a pretty good idea about, I think I
Well,
do.
I think also if the quote came in and seemed outrageous or high, and if the applicant said, we really do want more quotes, I mean, I could come back to the commission and ask if a new motion would be made. I mean, it's, I don't think that the objective is to, really.
I think it's all in
hurt
good
anybody.
intention. No,
But I hear your point too, and I think that maybe this is a test case and see how it goes. And also, this is, for both of the ones tonight, was solely for the wetland delineation. It
That's
wasn't
why I
dealing
got
with
the impression we
stormwater
did that.
or reviewing the full notice of intent or anything else. So in a way, if you're going to do it, it maybe makes sense to try it on something that's just the confirmation of the delineation. And the commission, I mean, but I hear your point, and I think,
I'm glad we discussed
I'm
it.
going to write a couple numbers down.
Yeah, okay. Let's all take a pool.
See what happens.
So if I could, I brought up this subject. You've answered my question, thank you. And I'm going to speak frankly and openly and just tell you, my gut was, you did this for good reason. You had a reason for doing it. It was thought out. The issue, it was both years, but you made the motion, you have the background on it and everything like that. The issue was education for me. I didn't have the information, so I was saying, I know they did, but I kind of want to know why. So you've explained why, and I accept it, and thank you. The second part is, just in fairness, I guess, to myself, I was also paying attention to the applicant, and what the applicants were saying to each other, say, geez, what I'm used to is I get three names and I pick because I'm paying. So I'm listening to what they're saying, and in my mind, I'm hearing, well, maybe Stoneham does it different, Reading does it different, maybe there's a better way, so why not bring it up? So that's why I brought it up. And there is no such thing as a bad idea, it was just an idea. So thank you, and I accept your thing, but before asking it, I trusted that there was good reason, I just didn't know what it was. So
And-
thank you.
And if we do go that route again, or in the near future, whatever, we maybe just be a little more clear and upfront with the applicants about you have an option of doing, like we did tonight,
Right.
of giving them the three choices, so.
Did I say to Mark, we made a good decision for you, trust us. Oh, even without knowing the facts, I said
But
that.
again, I think it comes down to us making the three choices. They don't give us a list of three people.
Right,
Oh,
right.
yeah. Oh, I knew that. Yeah. I'm there from the beginning, of course. Thank
So-
you, I'm satisfied. Thank you.
So I'm going to add a quick G under business items. We've got a note from an Eagle Scout, and it's a thank you, so I'm going to read it if you don't mind. Dear Conservation Commission, I would like to thank you all for help and support during my process of getting to the rank of Eagle. My project would not have been possible without you, so I truly appreciate how willing you all were to help me. I would like to thank Chairman Cleek and Commission Member Joyce for their attendance at my Eagle Scout Court of Honor and their continued support throughout the Eagle process. Thank you again, John Roof. So, for the record.
Nice.
Nice.
Good.
Thanks, John.
And then we still have 5 file requests, 5A, MWRA, DEP, number 348-0816 for a locus MWRA easement, request for certificate of compliance.
Yeah, so I drove by, I think there were two areas of kind of concern. One would be Washington Street and Washington Circle. There's a park there that they kind of tore up, and that actually looked pretty good today. But the other part of it was down off of Henshaw, I believe. It's down behind off of Albany Street, behind the office park down there where they had to do a wetland restoration, and it's still covered with snow, so it's impossible to see if they did what they said they were going to do. They showed a picture of it, actually, and I think it was May or something, so maybe we would have been a good time to go out and check it. But
Okay.
it's impossible right now.
Kick it over.
So just put it off to another meeting, or?
Yeah, I think the commission's going to need to schedule a site visit, but it's
Or maybe Wednesday.
ready.
So maybe next meeting, we'll think about scheduling a site walk. All right, so we'll put that on the back burner for now. Very good.
Mr. Acting Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. Meeting adjourned.